Here at Alternate Reality, we have always believed that kids are the future of this industry, and that's why I have the largest kids selection of any other store anywhere. Come on down to Alternate Reality and you'll find comics and trade paperbacks on Pixar characters like Toy Story and Cars, Muppets, Disney, Simpsons, DC and Marvel characters, of course, like Tiny Titans, Scooby-Doo, Spider-Man, and Marvel superheroes. I also have a large selection of girls comics and girls-related trade paperbacks, as well as illustrated classics and a whole lot more. Readers are leaders, so come on down to Alternate Reality with your little one and pick up some comics that both of you.
Want to know Dan's secret? I'll read in the comics first.
Hey, buddy, what brings you to my little slice of hell?
Sweet Dan Sweet offers up his opinion on Justice League America 54. No charge.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Comic Book Corner. For those of you who are expecting a very much older person than myself wearing a hat, sorry, we've deposed Comic Book Man for this particular review. He's off in his own little world doing whatever he does when the lights are out.
Probably eating an apple.
It's a piece of fruit of some kind.
I heard a proctologist was involved.
He's a fruity kind of guy. But we've learned it's best not to ask too many questions of what Comic Book Man does in the dark. Whoa! Anyway, for those of you who recognize my ugly mug from other reviews, I am Uncle Peter, of course, and joining me in Comic Book Corner, as he usually does for this sort of thing, is the one, the only...
Sweet Dan Sweet.
That's right. And
You're the only one?
And thank God for that. And we're coming we're coming here to you from where we always do, Alternate Reality Incorporated, that comic book funland next to the corner of 111th and Kedzie in the scenic Chicago neighborhood of Mount Greenwood.
Where I got my haircut.
Where he got his haircut. And I can't believe he admits to it. You say, I got drunk, I got mugged, and they did this to me.
He just said, ho, 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 that's enough.
That's right. Alternate Reality Incorporated, where all your new comic books are 15% off. All the rest of them are well worth a buy. Comic Book Man loves to see you come in and drop lots of money. He really does.
Just drop it. Don't even buy anything. Just leave it there.
Yes, he does. And the subject of Mr. Sweet's review this day is the Justice League of America, subtitled The Rise of Eclipso.
Oh, yeah.
Which sounds menacing. And it's written by a particular author that, admittedly, Daniel San here is not the great fan of, but you're saying that for this particular title, it might be worth a read. Am I understanding you correctly?
If I give the story a chance to grow,
yes.
What's happening is Eclipso shows up on Diablo Island, which is a great name for an island because that's where you want to go spend your vacation.
That's right. It's the scenic
Devil Island,
the vacation spot of the wealthy and jet sets.
That's how I like my ham.
That's right.
So
Speaking
anyway,
of hams, how you doing back there, camera boy? All right.
Eclipso shows up. He talks tough with some guy who he shares a body with.
As superhero characters are wont to do, they talk tough.
Talk tough.
Yes.
And he starts going around and just collecting different people who have powers of a dark variety. I guess. Night powers.
Hence coming from Diablo Island, which, as those of you multilingualists know, is Devil's Island.
Devil's Island.
Ah, yes.
But, the problem is there wasn't a lot of exposition. I'm sorry. Let me backtrack. There was a lot of exposition. There wasn't a lot of explanation as to why we were getting all of it all at once. We didn't really understand what his motivation was. The cover insinuates that he's trying to take over the league. That doesn't appear to be the case, but again, it's the first issue of what could potentially be a trade paperback size story.
I see.
There's potential there for it to be awesome if they finally succeed in making Eclipso an A-level bad guy, which I've been told is their goal.
In the works.
Then more power to them. I'm all about having more interesting bad guys floating around to see what happens. But
bad guys are fun.
If it's just bad guy going around assembling a team of bad guys to throw down with the good guys, and it's all under some guise of a story, then I don't have any room for it.
They better make him head and shoulders above the rest.
He's got to be interesting.
Interesting.
You get a lot of I want to say bitchy banter back and forth between him and this character who he's just assumed command of. This guy here with the orange shirt.
That guy.
Him and Eclipso.
Generally nondescript looking, but you're saying he plays a role in this here story.
He's Eclipso, essentially. Eclipso takes over his body and assumes his human being form.
I see.
But all that is second to the fact that he's collecting all these guys, all these dudes who are capable of dealing damage on their own, but when assembled as a unit, could potentially form some threat to the world's mightiest superhero.
Wreak havoc upon the earth and on its heroes.
But do I care? Can Jim Robb maintain the momentum that he had here?
The $64,000 question.
For the next 6, 7 issues, 8, 9, 10 issues, I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know because he's a letdown artist in my opinion.
Right.
I haven't liked anything the guy's ever done. I found this tolerable as an intro. And may amount to something interesting. Sure, and it's got Brett Booth on pencils. Brett Booth, who got his start over in Image and stuff like that, has recently sort of found a renaissance of sorts over at DC.
I'm looking at some of the artwork. It looks pretty funky.
Yeah, he's got a good amount of detail.
In a good way.
Good amount of detail in there and stuff like that.
Right.
He did the Larfleeze Christmas special, so I mean, if you're a fan of that sort of look, it's a good solid read. But
I'm sure it has its fans.
I don't want to be a Jim Robb naysayer, but maybe the guy's turning around at this point in his arc. He's finding his stride with this new second string Justice League.
Giving credit where credit may be due.
So we'll see what happens. All in all, I can't recommend it yet, but I will say watch out because it might turn into a good story.
You're saying this is one that they should hang on for a couple of issues to see
where it goes.
See where it builds to.
See where it goes.
Very cool. Anyway, so anything else you want to mention?
Yeah, my haircut is pretty sweet. I was told.
Haircut sucks.
He doesn't say it on camera.
Sucks.
We play characters on this show. We're not really ourselves.
Speak for yourself, boy.
But
I speak nothing but
it's
the
in the script. He gave me plenty of
I means what I says, and I says what I means, and that is a dead rat.
You're getting the cue card wrong. It's
no.
Haircut is really
no
awesome.
cue card. I sat down 5 seconds before this thing started rolling.
Here's your script for the next show.
Thank you. All right.
Okay.
We're done here.
And,
Can you bring me a Fiji water?
And we'd like to thank Comic Book for that beautiful shot of his ass. That's just what we all needed to see. That image is going to be burned into my soul. Thank you. Oh, and on that note, I can't get out of here fast enough. Yeah. So once again,
I had to turn around to see my ass.
Yeah. Shit. You may have to turn around to see it, but you couldn't grab it with both hands. Anyway, this has been Uncle Peter.
And this has been Dan Sweet.
Website.
Oh yeah. For this, and especially if you want to see a shot of those glutes.
If you want to see more of Dan's reviews, go to the store's website. And the store's website is at...
The little sprite's going to tell you.
www.myalternatereality.com. Now go over into Comic Book Man what you really think.
The little sprite. She tells us all where to go, what to do. Anyway, like I said, I'm not going to reintroduce this anymore. Just go there, check it out, come back here, see what he's got to say about the various comics. And until then, see ya.
Alternate Reality is located at 3149 West 111th Street. That's the intersection of 111th and Kedzie in Chicago, the beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood neighborhood. You can always reach us at 773-881-HERO or at the store's website, www.myalternatereality.com.
The Video Outhouse is brought to you by some of the finest people willing to work for free. This is a list of some of them.